I'm live, honey. Okay, hello everybody. Luba Carlson's here, and we're ready to paint tree delivery, the barn and the truck. Okay, tell me who's here. Let me know if you can hear me because that's the first thing I need to know. Okay, I have Cindy, I have Beth. Hello, guys. Welcome, welcome. So it's the barn and the truck, and I have Marissa. Hello. So we are I am trying something new tonight. I apologize for this kind of noise. It's my dog. And she likes to drop her toys. She always picks when I'm live or making a recording, and she starts dropping her toys on the tile. I apologize. Okay, Cindy can hear me. Thank you. Wonderful. Okay, so we're trying something new. I am trying something new. I put tracers and the supply list on my website. So the link is below the video. You can just click on that, go through checkout, get it in your email, print it out, put it on your canvas, and paint right away. Don't need to join anything else. I got beef. I got beef with Facebook. Okay, so let's talk. Let's talk about what we're doing here. So first of all, because I just have to, please do like and subscribe to this video and my future videos because there's gonna be more. And then the next thing is this is what we're painting. So I will take you through the colors super quick. I'm going to be using phthalo blue, white, phthalo green. If you don't have phthalo green, you can just use regular green and then add phthalo blue to it and mix. It will work just fine. I have bright green here for shading the trees. I do have yellow ochre here. Ignore that. We don't need that. We're going to be using lemon yellow instead. It's just, it's been sitting in my palette and I don't like wasting paint, so it just sits there. And of course, we're going to use, we will use black. It would be great if I remember where I put it. Here it is. We will use black and white. And I like to mix. I will have, we will use some primary red with like black in it for the barn and primary red for berries. So just lots of, good, nice, good fun. Let me know if you have questions. And we will start. So the way I like to start is I like to dampen my canvas when I paint on canvas. So if you have, be careful if you do it with the brush though, because sometimes you can smear the graphite from your tracer. So like if I go like this, it smears just a little bit, yeah? So be careful with that. Or maybe you have a spray bottle or a misting or something that will add a little bit of moisture to your canvas so that your paint moves more easy. Okay, so put a little bit of, just add a little bit of water on it and just work your brush around it. All right, now we're gonna start with the background. Hello, Angela and family, welcome. So we're gonna start with the background, and for the background, I will be using a lot of white-ish, okay? So using my large flat brush, there's a lot of white on it. And I'm gonna pick some of phthalo blue and just start putting it on, okay? And now I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, okay, this is a little bit too blue. I maybe want it on the more of a grayish side. So I'm adding more white to this right away. And I'm gonna grab a little bit of black and just kind of work all of this in together. I'm gonna work it around the barn roof so that I can still have the roof. And just work all of this in all the way down to the top of the tailgate. Okay, so grab some paint. Whoops, wrong color. I wanted white. Try to avoid rinsing your brush. Okay, don't rinse your brush all the time. Just use the paint. And I'm just making this a little bit lighter. It got super dark. Not exactly what I had in mind. Okay, so make sure to blend your color into the point where you like it. See, I'm applying quite a bit of pressure to my brush as I'm going and doing this. Okay, and then I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna fix that, fix my sides. Just make sure that I don't have any stroke marks that I don't want. Okay, so we have the sky. We have the sky. Now we will use the same brush that we have. I will just wipe it off on the paper towel, and we will start adding background trees. We'll start with this. I forgot to grab my super old brush that I like to use. So for trees, I like to use a fan brush. You can use a fan brush. You can use a filbert. I will show in a second. I just need to grab them. Or like an old broken flat brush also works. So some, any of these would work for your trees. Okay. But before we do that, we will use the same flat brush that we had, and we'll have a little bit of black just on the tip, and we will put places for tree trunks where we want the tree trunks. Okay, so I'm placing one right here. That's going to be one tree. Then I'll have a tree going up to here, and then I think, trying to figure this out, I think I will have one large tree going all the way through. And then maybe like couple of shorter ones sticking out from behind the barn. And then there is a tree that sits right behind the barn. It goes all the way up. All right, now I'm rinsing out this brush. I'm done with this brush. Let me know if you need me to slow down. I tend to work fast, and very often people will tell me, Luba, slow down. Slow down. Make sure to rinse your brushes. So I always remind everybody to rinse their brushes and kind of wipe them down, because you're just ruining your brushes if they just sit in the water. But sometimes it's easier, like if you're painting with a large group and children, it's easier to remind everybody to put brushes in the water, because then people get excited and they leave brushes sitting on top of their palettes or on the table, and then the brushes dry super fast because it's acrylics, and then the brushes are ruined. So just kind of keep that in mind. All right, so we can use any of these, or you can use just a flat brush for that. Anything will work. I am going to use my broken flat brush, make it damp, and I'm gonna grab some of this phthalo green here on my brush. I'll even do better. I'll grab some black, not too much, and just mix it in with some of this phthalo green, just on the side, not all of the green, just some of it, just make it super dark. Okay. And so then I like to kind of create the top first. It's a very light touch. That's the trick here. You want to use very light touch, and then you turn your brush on its side and you add lines like that. So you're kind of turning it into a triangle. So see, just like that. I'm gonna hold it up for everybody to see this. So hold this up and use your brush on the side. Okay, and then when you finally have enough room so that you can turn it flat, that's when you do that. You turn it flat, and then you were gonna go on zigzag, but it's not like exactly zigzag, so we're gonna go down a little bit, okay? And then you're gonna go back up where you were a little, and then again down a little bit, and then back up. Down a little bit and back up. Down a little bit, back up. Okay? See what's happening? So every time you go down a little bit, you're gonna go back up. If your brush is not happy with you, or you're not happy with the color, just wipe it off on the paper towel, trying to avoid adding more water. There we go. On the down, back up. And like bounce super lightly. It's like a bounce, very light bounce, and you make your branches wider as you move, wider as you go. Okay, and it's okay that you're picking up a little bit of, probably you'll pick up a little bit of the background. Some of the blue will get mixed into that. That's okay. We'll get back to it and fix that better. Okay, so all the way down. This needs to go all the way down. I'm stopping here because there's a Christmas tree in the truck. So that's why I'm stopping. Then there's a truck in front of the tree, so I do not want that. But that's the first tree. The trick to that is to be patient, pounce, and just make sure that you have this triangular shape to it. And then all the rest will be adding 2 more layers of green and then snow on top of it. It'll be fine, okay? Just don't overthink it and get it done. I've reloaded my brush, and I'm gonna do the next 3 on the side again. On the side, starting that triangular shape of the tip. And then now I have enough room. Now I can start building up the tree. If you traced the trees shapes from the tracer, that should be helpful in making your shapes. I did not do that. I just traced the truck and the barn just to make sure my lines were where I needed them to be. Just keep bouncing, just a happy bounce, 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 and stop. Don't overwork it, okay? I think I need a little bit more black with a little bit more green here. Jen is asking me if this will be available to watch later, and the answer is yes. All you need to do is find my account, so please subscribe, and then go to live streams, and it's all there. Everything I do is there. Okay, so now this tree, the third tree from the left that I'm painting, this tree's top is all the way up there. I'm not seeing it here. It goes off the canvas. So here I can just start with my pouncing right away and continue into building that tree. Just as long as you remember to go back and forth with your zigzag. It's okay if some areas are going to get much darker. Like with this one, I want this tree to really go far. Okay, just keep going. Okay, so that's the Christmas tree here, and this goes right next to the barn, and I'm going to stop, and also it goes and stops because there is the truck. The truck is right here, and then there is the barn wall right here, so we do not need this tree to be shown anywhere through the truck windows. I'm going to fill this in a little bit. Just give it a little bit more of shape. Okay, and just keep going, and I'll keep going. That's a tiny tree right here, and I will just do it with the tip of my brush. And that's it. That's another one, so I'll just do it with the side. And that's it. Just bring it to the roof and stop. Okay, and then that tree is also kind of off of the canvas. It's higher, but it's not as big as this one in the middle. So I'm just putting it there, and there's some branches on the side that we want to see. Mary says, so is it always easier to draw what you want to make, or you paint? It depends. It depends on the composition and what I want to see there. Sometimes it's easier to start with a sketch like this one, and sometimes it's easier to just paint. It depends. For me, it's super hard to make my buildings, like walls, straight and symmetrical, right? So to me, it makes sense to sketch things like the barn or the truck because I want them proportionate and symmetrical. If I'm painting something pretty loose, then probably I will just paint and won't sketch. But there is no right or wrong in this. Yeah. Okay, so we have the first layer on the trees. Let's do the second layer. And for the second layer, we will add some of this phthalo blue right into this phthalo green. And there is some black in there. I am really looking for another shade of dark green here. That's what I'm doing, okay? All right. Maybe a little bit darker. Okay. And repeat. We just did first. And now we'll do another coat. And now what we want to make sure is that we do not apply this to every single spot. So you keep doing pounds, yeah, on the same branches that we already worked on, but just skip some of them. Like you still want some of the first coat to show through, okay? Moving on to this tall, large tree. And then this little tree in the back, and the other one in the back. Just let it have some color. And of course, the last one. Okay, wipe off your brush and the paper towel. And then take some of this mix that we just used and mix it with some of lemon yellow. You probably want much more of this darker mixture than lemon yellow, because otherwise it becomes super, super bright, and that's not what we want. We just want nice green. That's a little bit lighter than what we have. And we will add it to our trees, and you just want to like maybe a fourth of the tree to have this color on it. Not a lot at all, okay? Here, let me bring this up so you can see what I'm doing. See, not a lot, okay? Hi, Linda. Let's see. Marissa says I just started working on a couple of Christmas presents for paintings, and they have used stencils. Is that normal for beginners to get their bearings with? You know, I honestly believe that there is no such thing as normal. I believe that everybody has their own learning style and their way that makes it better. I think if stencils get you where you want to be, then use stencils. If drawing freehand gets you where you want to be, draw freehand. You know, if watching a YouTube video tutorial before you paint, like first watch the whole thing and then paint, if that helps, do that. You know, I think that everybody has their own unique way to learn things, and it's not fair to put everybody in the same box. When I just started painting, I used stencils, I watched videos, I would watch a video on speed, like you know how on YouTube you can do replay when you watch a replay or a pre-recorded video, you can speed it up twice. And so I would do that and then go back and paint. Again, everybody does. Everybody should do what works for them. I hope this helps. Okay. There's another. There's that one that's kind of got lost a little bit in all this, right? A whole lot of trees here. Okay. So now take a step back from your painting and look at it and see if there's any spots that you feel like need filling in, like something's not working. And then go back and fix, like go a couple more pounces on that, okay? Like, okay, what's not working? Okay, I want this one a little bit more out, I think. Something like that. Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome, Marissa. Okay, so at this point, we want a clean brush. So I'm going to clean this one. And we're going to switch to white, which is going to be super messy. It's going to get messy, okay? And that's all right. So clean your brush the best way you can. It's probably filled with a whole lot of paint everywhere. Okay. Take the excess of water out. That's how I do it. I just sandwich it between the paper towel and squeeze. Grab your white and do the same technique and maybe aim for 1/5 of the tree to have white. So let's just add snow. Now your brush will pick up green from your painting. So once you pick up that green, you go back to your paper towel, you just wipe it off and you take some more white, clean white. And then you go back and continue doing what you were doing. And then you will notice that, oh, okay, picking up a whole lot of green again. Wipe it off. So we do want this like interesting color that appears, you know, when you're blending a little bit, your white blends with some green. But we do not want that everywhere. We still want some white. Let me finish this tree, and I'll bring this up to you so that you can show to the closer to the camera as to what's happening. Okay, see all this color there? Okay. It's quite doable. Wipe it off, wipe it off. And this is where that zigzag is going to show more. You see it? It is kind of a zigzag, but it's not completely like you go to the side and then back and then to the side. It's like a dance. to the side and then back, and then again. And then we'll put some snow on here, and of course a little bit on this tree. And some on that tree. And you know, if you want some more snow, you can always add a little bit more. But at this point, I want the trees to dry. Let's clean this brush. And let's switch to the barn. So the barn and the truck are pretty much the same color. I just use a little bit more black on the truck, but I want this to dry. Okay, so let's work on the barn. We will use a flat brush, or let's say I will use a flat brush, and you can use what you want, what works for you. So this is a small, well, not small, it says 5/8, I don't know. They're also known as shader. So I am with my primary red here. I have a whole bunch of primary red, and I have some black. So I'm just adding some black to my primary red to bring it down a little bit, to kind of tone it down to the barn color so it's not super bright. Maybe a little bit more. Okay, and we will just paint, just a flat coat, literally, this whole barn, starting with the roof going down, and then at an angle, and then you kind of have to stop it there, and then there is this wall. And so I just use vertical strokes. Go around the truck. And I always forget, but I want to remind you that it's going to look ugly before it looks good. It's kind of a thing. I am not sure if it's Bob Ross expression, but I do know that I heard it somewhere, and I thought, oh my goodness, this is so true. To see how I pull all my strokes up, or I pull them down, because I want to mimic the wood. Okay, let's find that roof. Not here. That's my roof line right here. And right here. I will paint around the snowman just because just because it's easier then, and we won't need to cover all of this red with the snowman. All right.
Paper towels.
And then the wall. And again around the snowman. Okay, make sure everything's painted and nicely covered. I'm gonna get more black just directly on my paintbrush. Okay, kind of to the chisel tip. Careful. And then I will outline, so there is this kind of line here. It does not need to be perfect because we will be adding snow and shading, but this will help us to know where the roof is. So just add it right here. And then the roof goes over here to the side, I think. Yeah. Right here to the side. And just blend it in, going upwards. If you're getting out of the lines a little bit, that's no big deal. We'll be putting snow on there anyway. It will be fine. Okay, and so now as we have a little bit more black, I'm mixing it with my red right here in my palette. I want a darker tone. And let's add some vertical lines with the darker paint. Kind of help us mimic the weathered wood, right? Okay, wipe off the brush, grab some more of that original red that you used to paint your barn, and blend in the stripes that we just added. Use this paint to blend them in. Okay, just blend it in. Wipe off your brush. Take a little bit of white now. The same way, just on the tips. Just add a couple few spots of white. Wipe it off and blend it in also. If you're not seeing a whole lot of impact, you can also go get like a little bit more white so that you can see the highlight on the wood. Okay? Now let's switch to the truck. We'll be painting the truck, but not the Christmas tree here yet. Okay? Just the truck. We're gonna leave the windows light blue, and everything else we're gonna make a base, same base coat as we did with the barn, but darker. So I'm grabbing more black and mixing more black into that primary red that I had here. Okay, and if my brush is getting messy, I will just wipe it off on a paper towel, avoiding adding water. Do not want to add water to it. So start by going around, outline the windows first, because I don't know, sometimes like I would just forget and then we'll just paint the windows and then I'll have to fix that. So maybe good to just go around and around the windows. And as we're working on the truck, if you have a second, drop in the comments, let me know what stage you're in. Like finish the trees, done with the barn, painted the truck, you know, stuff like that. So this tailgate area, I am just kind of brushing it into that tree outline, the little Christmas tree that we have. And then the little Christmas tree will overlap. It will overlap. So that's okay. I lived on a property with a big red barn. This painting reminds me of several Christmases ago at my farmhouse. Aw. Yeah, we have a lot of We have a lot of red barns around here in the area. What is going on here? Oh, okay. Like if you feel like your paint's not moving and it's like the brush is too dry, take a little bit of water and then mix it into your paint with the brush. And that should help get things moving. Oh, I just painted the headlight. If you remember not to paint the headlight, don't paint it. It will be easier for you to do the light. Do not obsess over making all the lines super straight, okay? Because we will, one, you will add outlines to that. Two, there will be snow on top of many of these. So don't obsess over them, okay? Because I know that I could spend a day perfecting this line here, going back and forth, and thinking, oh, that's not good enough, that's not good enough. Okay, super rustic, right? Makes me feel like it's a vintage truck, like super old truck. All right, so I'm gonna grab more red, which is where? Which is right here. Hello. Right here. Just primary red. Okay, so just primary red. And we're going to use this to add some red, like on the lines closer to the, what's it called? Oh my gosh. Ah, not the tailgate. This part over here. You know what I'm talking about, okay? I'm just holding my brush where I'm adding some red to it, okay? And then some red to this line that's right above the window. And then, let's see, maybe here a little bit. some on the top. So you're kind of adding a little bit of red color to it, like making it a little bit redder in some spots. The areas above the wheels. So see how, like, you can see the thread, and then I just keep moving back and forth and kind of blend it in. Just make sure you move kind of in a rainbow stroke, making a rainbow. I want to add some red color over here. Okay, let this dry. Let's clean the brush. And while it's drying, hold on, I just noticed a spot I want to fix. Right on there, of course. Yeah. Is it Delanira? Hello? I'm not sure if I'm reading your name right, so I apologize if I butchered it. Okay, snowman. Snowman is white with a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of phthalo blue and a tiny, tiny bit of black. But remember how we used a whole lot of phthalo blue and white, yeah, to create the background? This is not how much we want, yeah? So we're gonna use a tiny bit. So to do that, I will just paint the snowman white first. And I suspect that I'm gonna pull some red into here too, because there is some wetness happening. And it's okay because the snowman is in front of the red barn. I'm just painting it white right now. So he's in front of the red barn, and he also is in front of a red truck. So it's not surprising if he picks a little bit of red color, just a tiny, tiny, like a hint, okay? Just a tiny bit. So we have that. Okay, and it looks like a cloudy day with snow. So I am not doing like shadows, right? So you know that if it's like super cloudy day, right, we don't see any shadows. So that's all good. Now let's add some features, right? So a little bit of phthalo blue, like 3 tiny dots. Did you see that? 4 tiny dots. I'm gonna bring this up. If I figure out how to fit it, yeah, like that. Okay, and I will blend them up into his head. So your bluest is going to be on the bottom where the scarf is. And then I'll make sure that I still have plenty of white here, that it didn't dry. And then I'll put a few dots under the scarf. So there is a scarf, okay? So we're going to do that under the scarf. And tiny, tiny dots of black. Tiny, tiny. Just a little bit. And blend all of this into his body. You pretty much need to do that so that he doesn't blend in with the background, okay? Because we'll add snow in the background so that he has some color and volume to his body. All right? Okay, rinsing this. Okay, and switching to a round brush, I'm going to use my round number 12 because I do not want my 3 strokes over here like way too fat. I just want this. Before you start, make sure that the areas around the Christmas tree that sits in the truck, that all of this is dry. Okay, because if it's not dry, then you'll start pulling paint, and that's not what we want. Now we have some of this phthalo blue and phthalo green mix with some stuff mixed, like all of that, like mix. We have a pretty dark green mix here. So let's use that. Just fill up your round brush, and you want to start from the bottom and then we'll layer up, okay? So we'll just add strokes for the Christmas tree that sits in the truck, like that. And just bring them up. Just put your brush flat down and bring them up. And it overlaps a little bit over here. It's just the base color. And then again, overlap. I feel like I don't have enough paint, so I'll just grab a little bit more of this lemon yellow and just mix it together a little bit more. Right, just bring this up. Don't get carried away. Remember, there is a top right here. So we have the first coat, and now you can just add lemon yellow to this. Let's just do that. It will be easier. Just add a whole lot more lemon yellow. Lighten this up. And there is some white in the mix. There. Okay, adding some water to this. Okay, and I'm going to wipe the brush off. And I'm going to grab some of this green and some of the white on the same brush. Like that. Okay, and I'm going to start at the bottom and just do 2 strokes and refill. Green and white. 2 strokes, refill. Green, white. Okay, so I do stroke and then I turn the brush and stroke. Maybe if there is some paint left, I can do another one, but usually just 2. That's all I get. And again, stroke, stroke. And then we're ready for the next tier. Stroke, stroke. Just make sure that all these are coming to the center of your tree, to the top. And that's the top. There we are. Okay. Clean the brush. Okay, guys, are you still with me? Okay. Now, back to the small flat. Let's paint the wheels. And I think I'm going to make mine slightly bigger, just for the fun of it. I paint the whole thing black. Whole wheels. Whoa, I think I got a monster truck. All right, clean the brush. Take some white and just go in the middle and just paint the hubcap or whatever that's called. And if you want it to be brighter, you just need to add more white to it. There. The other one. Okay, and if you want it much brighter, just wait for this to dry and then come back with a brighter, with just white, and maybe make some gray with white and black, and you can fix that. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see what's next. Let's do the black outlines. And for that, you will need a liner brush or a detail brush. And I will need some more black paint. You guys are so busy, huh? You guys are so busy. You know what? We have been at this for an hour. So yes, let's get up, stretch, have a drink of water. Get a drink of water. I will do a shameless plug while we're at it, which is this. So if you follow this link, you can buy me a coffee, which helps me with all the supplies. And it helps me keep the free painting going. So that helps. And also at the same link, I have a membership where we paint one exclusive painting step by step. Also very friendly, very beginner friendly. Right now it's $5 a month in December, but in January it's gonna go to $7 a month. So, but if you subscribed, like whatever cost you subscribed at, you keep. So if you get in at $5, then no matter how my prices change, you will still be able to stay at $5. Okay. And I've taken all my canvases to my studio that's not here. So I'm trying to see what I have here that I could show you that we did. We did this one in the summer. It's available in the membership. All the library is available there. I think yes, we did this one in there. That was a lot of fun. I'm just trying to see if I can find something else that I did that I have here. I don't think so. I don't know. Oh yeah. I think so. I think this one was in the membership in the fall. So there's a whole lot. There's the whole library of the previous year. So if you would like to check this out, you know where to find that. Oh, and these guys from the fall. So yeah, okay, done with that. Did you stretch? Because I did. Okay, so the thing with what we're doing now is that you want to thin out your paint to the consistency of melted ice cream. You do not want it thick. Okay, and we will use liners or round brushes, detail brushes. And let's start with the truck. I think that would make sense. Okay, so there is a line that goes, make sure that your tires are dry before you're doing that though. So there's a line that goes right here above, like it's the top of the tailgate. Okay, and then over here, but do not paint it over the tree. The tree overlaps, so you're gonna kind of hop over. And then down, and then there is this bumper in the round. The line that outlines over here. And then the top of the truck. Whoop, come on, right here. The line over here. And down and about. So all the way around the truck, okay? And then this above the wheel. And over. And underline here. Okay, now around the windows, now there is a thing here that we need to address. There goes the window. But this part over here, this is also a window right here, a little triangle. You see it? This over here, this triangle, is actually the barn wall that you can see through the window. Okay? Okay, so right there. Here. Doors. Oh. Okay, there's supposed to be the mirror. I think I did it wrong a little bit. Okay, this goes up this way. And then this line is around here.
Push out. Push out.
Yeah, I think I forgot the mirror. Do we need the mirror?
You want to leave off? Push
I
out.
think I'm okay without it. Okay. Make a little bit of gray, very light gray.
Put the bed back on.
If you haven't here. Okay, so we have the headlight right in here. So I'm adding it with gray. If you painted it red like I did, this is how you can
Because your bed is all jacked up.
add a different color
Fix it.
on top of red. You just need to block it off. Okay, and then I'm going to use the same color and add the mirror, which I forgot about. Right here, it's like letter D backwards. So that would be the mirror. And if you want to add the light, I think there's one somewhere here, I don't remember. Maybe your light somewhere in there. You can do that. Okay? So we're gonna let this dry. And let's work on the barn. Black, same black. Okay, so first black line goes under the roof here and here. Make sure to see, like, be aware this is not dry. This is not completely dry. Some of it is dry, but not all of it, okay? And then the roof goes down here. Here's the wall that we can see through the window. There's another side of the roof. The side of the barn. Okay, and now I'm in trouble because I do not have my outline for my doors anymore. So I am freehanding. You guys, if you need the outline, wait for this to dry. Make sure it's completely dry and only then try and redo your tracer if you need it. If you don't need it, that's fine. Use what you have, right? Use what you have. I have a sheet of paper. I will fold it to size. And I will place it somewhere around here. And I will cross my fingers that this was a good idea. Doesn't need to be perfect. There. Okay. I have the outline. And then what I have here, I'm folding it in half. Again, you guys, use what you have. Yeah? That's going to be my half. So that's going to be kind of one door. the other door. And there's some black on there. Okay, now let's do the door design. Doesn't need to be anything crazy. And then somewhere here, going up. Okay, now use this, the same brush, okay? I'm taking most of the color off my brush, so it's almost dry brush. And I'm just gonna add vertical lines coming down. They don't need to be, just add some of them. Weathering. Okay. All right. I will use a little bit of white with a tiny bit of phthalo blue to paint the headlight over here. That's probably a whole lot of phthalo blue. We can change that. Let's get some white on top. And just fix that. There we go. Maybe let's maybe grab some bright red that we have here and put it on here on the rear light. Okay. Okay. We will mix a little bit of white with some of that red. We still want red. We don't want it pink, but we want some white with it. Let's paint Snowman's scarf, which is going all the way up here. And so I kind of make a circle here for the knot. Okay. And then some part of the scarf is going up that way. And then a piece of the scarf is hanging this way. We will let this dry and then we will add bright red on top of this. Because red is transparent. So that we have better color. Okay, do you still have your circle? Do you still see your circle? If not, then maybe find something round that you can trace. something that will work. I'm trying to find my my stencil. Here it is. Stencil and chalk. Should I do a huge one? Let's do a huge one. That would be fun. That will be fun, right? Let's do a huge here. Right here. So I use seamstress chalk. You can use any chalk you like, or a pencil. I like chalk because after I'm done and the painting is dry, I can just wipe it off with a baby wipe and the chalk goes away, where pencil marks are not as easy to get rid of. So for the wreath, I like to use the back side of my larger brush. Backside, and we have like a good mix of color here, so I will just kind of mix. I'm not happy with that. Let's make it greener. I don't want to mess up a brush. Okay, so just make it bright green. Come on. There. This will work. And we're going to start going around, working around the circle. You're going to put a dot and then drag it off to the side, and that's a leaf. Can you see it? I'm going to hold this up higher for you. So you put a dot in onto the circle and then drag to the side. And that's how you're going to keep going. And you have to refill for every one of them because you won't have enough paint on the tip of the brush to do a couple at the same time. So it's just like that, and just keep going. Okay? Okay, I'm reminding you guys to not forget to subscribe to the channel because I'm teaching paintings pretty much every week. I will take January to reset a little bit. I will still be teaching, but I'm kind of resetting a little because as of December 1st, I'm a proud owner of a brick and mortar studio. So I'm trying to figure that out as I'm going. So just make sure you don't have any bare spots, okay? Like that, wipe this off. And then you can use the same brush, dip in your bright red. And just add berries. It might make sense to wait for the green to dry a little bit now that I'm doing this. Let's have that green dry. While it's drying, we will work on the snowman. We have he needs his eyes, which we can do with the same, wrong side of the brush. Just put the eyes where you want them. There's literally no right or wrong here. And then I like to use a little bit of lemon yellow and some of bright red to make the orange. Okay, and I just do the nose the same way we did the leaves. Just get it down and to the side. Just drag it. And sometimes you need to get a little bit more paint. But it is literally, seriously, the easiest way to do the carrot nose, especially if you need it smaller. And then, of course, we have a smile. I kind of started adding dimples to my snowman smile. Right? Okay. In the reference, I traced the snowman with black, but I really don't think it's needed here. Rinse the brush, grab some bright red. Let's fix that scarf. It's like now we see it. Now it's bright red. And also in the reference, my snowman has black buttons, but I'm going to do a heart instead. I don't know why, I just want to. So for the heart, you kind of get a dot and drag to one side and then add a dot and drag it to meet. And that's a heart. Cute. Okay, I'm going to need more white. And it's like, okay, where do I put white in all this mess? I'll just put it right here, it doesn't matter. So I put it right there, but I will be mindful about green being underneath, okay? So if you need clean white, put it in a clean spot. Sunny Side Up says, I like that back of the brush tip technique. Yeah, it's easy, right? It's a lot easier than trying to draw something. Okay, so white, a tiny, tiny bit of phthalo blue, tiny, tiny bit of black, and make your snow. So I like to make my snow super messy at first. Kind of go around. You know, some of it will go up on the wheels. On the side here, don't forget that. I think it was a big mistake putting white on top of green, huh? Okay, some goes on the snowman, on the bottom of the snowman. It just snowed and it snowed everywhere. Whoa. So you want your white to have some color in that, like a tint, even less than a tint, but still to have a little bit of color in it, because then you can use pure white to highlight the snow drifts and things like that, which is always a lot of fun. And so there may be a little bit of red left in your brush. I will just add a little bit of red into my snow just on purpose. See what I'm doing? Just little dots dropping into my snow. And now I'm going to blend. And it will make sense. It will all make sense because the truck is red and the barn is red. And it's not like it's pink. It's still white. But it has just a little bit of a hint of a color. Okay. All right. I am giving up on this. I'm gonna grab something else. I'm gonna grab a paper plate super quick. Here. And let's put some white, clean white on here. All right. Wipe off the brush. And you can do this. It's sometimes easier to do with a round brush. So pick what works for you. Okay. Let's put some snow. We're gonna put snow on the top of the barn. Just pat, just like we did with the trees, right? But remember that it's a pile of snow, so like put it all together on there. There you go. And then on the other side, there is this wonderful product called Snowdex. If you like to have like a 3D snow that you can see, that stuff is pretty amazing. Okay, some on the barn door, right on the top of it. Just pile it up. Some in the corners over here because it's wood. So some just kind of landed here and stayed. Some snow on top of the tree delivery truck. And I am literally just piling the snow. I'm piling the white, okay? I'm not brushing it in even. I'm just piling it on top. A little bit here. A little bit there. Okay, some on top of your tree. It's been sitting there for a little while, so it got some snow, but it goes on top. You see how branches are kind of almost horizontal, right? It goes on top. And just over here. No, nowhere else. Nowhere else. It's just a couple spots. Right here. And I just reminded myself that I need to finish my mirror. Right here. Okay, a pile right under the snowman. And see now that white snow, it now stands out next to next to the snow that we painted with a little bit of tint of color. So here, this is going to be super wet. So you want to allow it a couple of days to dry. Do not, even if it seems like it's dry to the touch, do not put anything on top of it because it'll stick. Okay. So there we go. Okay. And let's finish that mirror and finish the scarf. And snowman needs arms. And we need snowflakes. Okay, that means going back to my liner brush. Let's get some red mixed with black again. Let's get that mirror. Do not believe that cat. She's been fed. just likes to walk around and complain. Okay. That. Now for the scarf, I'm going to use black on the tip of my brush. I hope it's too wet. Okay, black on the tip of my brush. Ooh. So trace the circle first for the scarf. And then trace the rest over here. Then let's do the rest. Right here. Okay, and now let's add little stripes. Whoop, whoop. Something like that. And what did they say? Yeah, we need his arms to say hello. Okay. All right, and so now for snow, for snowflakes, you can use the other side of the brush and it will just make dots, just like we had in the reference. You can use a small, like not a small, medium round, okay? And just grab some white on it and just go like this. And it'll make like big flaky snowflakes, depending on what you like. Or you can use a tiny brush and you can create the T and X. I call them T and X. Like a little bit stylized snowflakes, which is what I am going to do. So just grabbing some white. And you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna set this here. And try and move this up here so you can see. Yeah, you can see. Okay. So they can also be stars, but just like that. The T and the X. Just go longer a little bit on the T. And then just add your little snowflakes. And to make sure that they still look like snowflakes, not like stars, you want to add some in the darker areas that are like, that they would be in front of the trees, pretty much everywhere. If you only put them in the sky, then they look like it's just like stars, right? And so by adding them everywhere, okay? Let's see. So yeah, just like that. Another fun thing would be to maybe add some glitter paint to your snowflakes if you have something like that. Somehow I ended up with a dot right here. Oh, look at me. I completely forgot about the berries. Waiting for this green to dry. Okay, one more snowflake. And let's add those berries. I don't know how I forgot that. Okay, done with that. Let's see. Get some good color. Back of a large brush. Just add 3 at a time. Maybe here. All right. All right, all right, all right. Okay. Ta-da! So here we are with the barn and the truck and the snowman, everything, right? Oh, like I will never get done, right? If I keep finding things that I forget, I'll never get done. Outline the mirror. Ta-da! Okay. Now done. Okay, you guys. Again, don't forget to subscribe. And what else? I think next week. No, not what next week. This Friday. On Friday, we're painting the golden tree. That one is also super fun. So I just put cling wrap on this, and it will stay perfectly fresh for me. So I wanted to stick arms. I got them. I got stick arms. He has stick arms. See, they're there. It's just the light. Yeah. Let me see if I can find the golden tree. I don't remember where it's at. Hold on. Oh, there it is. Okay, golden tree, except for it's going to be on canvas. This is going to be fun. Super cute. So doing this on Friday. Doing this on Friday. And it's like the only time. It's Christmas, so I just wanted to paint it, and it's the only time when I do 2 in a week. And I'll see you some other time otherwise. All right. Bye.